I get it now with Trump feeding into that nonsense, giving him fodder or ammunition to continue to go out there and talk about our black women that way. I got it. I don't like that at all. I don't want to be associated with nothing like that.
When you say you don't want to be associated with anything like that, is that why you be on Hannity? Huh? Because you don't want to be associated with, is that your disassociation method? It's Fox News. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I am Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
What is Trump doing differently than what he campaigned on? You may not like it. That's why you win the election, so he's not in a position to do it.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
Now, to Miss Jasmine Crockett, you busy? Okay, I'll wait.
Like, I'm gonna just call a thing a thing. Like, this administration is racist. That he has always been a racist, and that is what we are enduring in this country.
One more time for those in the back.
This administration is racist. That he has always been a racist, and that is what we are enduring in this country. Let me give you some facts behind this racism, and they get mad when I say the things that I say, but I will not stop speaking the truth. Number one, I said that what we were experiencing in this country felt like what I would imagine slave patrols to look like. And frankly, anybody that knows anything about slave patrols, this is exactly what it was like. We're talking about lawless people that are going around with no warrants or anything, and it's all about rounding people up and disappearing them.
Oh, she cooking. Oh, she cooking. She got lorries and everything.
That is what's currently taking place. And interestingly enough, even though modern day policing was born out of slave patrols, when I was speaking with one of my friends who is a federal law enforcement officer, he told me that one of the things that he has observed is that the culture is created at the top. And when I think about it, it absolutely makes sense. If you have somebody at the top that will not tolerate the types of things that we're seeing, then maybe those under you won't do it.
Take your time, Jasmine. Take your time, baby.
But we know that we have a racist at the top. He has called himself the head law enforcement agent in this country, and therefore everybody has decided that it is okay to take off their hoods and mask up as ICE agents. Now, we've talked about how they have hidden themselves, but again, it reminds me of the Klan. That is why I proposed the Clear ID Act, to make them identify themselves, because it is dangerous for law enforcement as well as individuals, because you don't know, especially with ICE going around and doing the things that thugs do. They're busting out windows, they're breaking into homes, they're breaking people's arms. This doesn't sound like law enforcement. It sounds like thuggery to me.
Now that was something. Now I'm glad I had an opportunity to witness that. That was really something. Now, I did have, Jasmine, somebody that had something they wanted to say to you. Huh? Oh, it's not like that. They didn't want to talk to you like that. I'm sure I got friends that want to talk to you like that. They be all in the comments. No, it's not that kind of party. It's, Stephen A. Smith wanted to, apologize. Yeah, I remember what he said.
Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself. I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
And yeah, I remember what you said.
Fuck off.
That's it.
And I most certainly remember what the people said.
Every black person who was sitting there listening to Robert F. Kennedy, if they didn't cuss his monkey ass out.
Excuse me, that wasn't about that. You know what? It did fit though. It definitely did fit. So I'm not mad at that. I think that was RFK though. You never know, Jasmine. He might switch up on you like he did with Kevin Durant. Yeah, he apologized to his whole family. He might switch up on you like he switched up on Kyrie Irving.
For Kyrie Irving, who he has been extremely critical about because of Kyrie's position on the COVID vaccine. Kyrie, he's been hurt. He's had some other issue. Like, he's been extremely critical of Kyrie. I don't need to break it all down. You guys can Google it. He has been. Okay. But this let me know what was afoot when he had this to say on Melo's podcast.
Who Kyrie Irving is? Kyrie's a good brother, man. Kyrie's a good brother. We used to butt heads because he missed work. And I'm like, yo, man, this brother's electrifying. I want to see this brother dancing on the basketball court. I don't want to hear no shit about no COVID vaccine. Get your ass on the court. I need to see you. Now, obviously, in hindsight, the brother right, because we see all the conspiracy theories that come out, and props to him for having the foresight to see that. We didn't see that at the time. And then, but you also have to understand, I'm living in a world where you got cats making 38, 40, 45 million. You got GMs and owners complaining about it. And you got billionaires looking me in the face and saying, yo, Stephen A., I took that damn vaccine. Who the hell are they not to take the vaccine? And we're living in a country where the government was imposing all of that on us. So I'm sitting there going like this.
That, ladies and gentlemen, that told me what was afoot.
Now, first of all, shout out to Jamel Hill. Make sure you follow her at It's Jamel Hill for more, and make sure you check out Spolitics. Yeah, Kyrie Irving had that man backpedaling like Brandon Knight.
2-3, 3-2 type of guy to defend other teams' small forwards.
Kyrie going to work on Brandon Knight.
So I can only imagine how trash this about to be.
I apologize for not speaking about this earlier. If you took a close-up of my face right now, you'll see the right side of my face swollen.
LeBron caught you? LeBron? Was that LeBron? LeBron did. Jasmine caught you in the streets? I did. You know what? Keep going. I
had emergency double root canal surgery. And so I've been down and out and drugged up and stuff like that over the last few days, trying to overcome this stuff. But nevertheless, it is what it is. I'm here right now.
Oh, I know somebody you can holler at. Yeah, matter of fact, it looked like you in D.C. I know somebody you can holler at. He got that good. I seen him in the Oval Office. He was swaying in the Oval Office. He can get you right.
I wanted to take a moment because I saw something disturbing in regards to President Donald Trump and how he came at Representative Jasmine Crockett. And I wanted to take this opportunity to attack this issue as it pertained to me and Jasmine Crockett, because I personally have had an issue with how things have been misconstrued and misinterpreted. But at the end of the day, I have to own it. And that's what I'm going to do today. And so when somebody says to me, Stephen, rather than point to her and her verbiage and her language and how she talked about the president, what about how he talks? I have no problem with that. I can understand that. And if that is the reason that everybody is in an uproar, that is fine. And I have no problem apologizing to my sister, because damn it, I want her to know I don't feel that way about her. Just like I didn't feel that way about Kamala Harris.
You don't feel that way about her. You mean the way that you said that you felt about her and Kamala Harris? Wait, so because people correctly pointed out the massive holes in the case you were trying to prosecute, all of a sudden you don't feel that way about her? Has he been doing this on First Take the whole time and we didn't notice?
Just like I don't feel that way about the marvelous, the wonderful, the incomparable, the greatest first lady ever in Michelle Obama, in my estimation, or anybody else. But what we're going to do on this show is understand who the hell I am and how it's going to be as long as I'm doing this show. I have no problem apologizing if I'm wrong. I have no problem apologizing if I've made somebody feel a certain kind of way. But I'm going to challenge the legitimacy of what people come at me with when I think that challenge is warranted and deserved. If you came to me and you said to me that it came across as a bit dismissive, Stephen, you should have been more protective of her than that because look at how he speaks. Look at how they act on Capitol Hill towards her. I understand that. But when somebody tries to take that to accuse me of being disrespectful or in any way misogynistic, I'm going to push back on that because that's emphatically false.
Well, let me see. Who are the people that you have chosen to attack? There is Jasmine Crockett. There is Kamala Harris, who you just mentioned. There was AOC, who you attacked alongside Jasmine Crockett. There is Oprah Winfrey, who you also attacked. And there was Michelle Obama. That was somebody else who you chose to attack. The same first lady who said you would be a great cast member on The Real Housewives.
I listen to ESPN for an hour. It's like watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the same drama and they're yelling at each other and they don't get along. I mean, Stephen A. Smith, he's just like every other
he'd
talk
be a
show
great
host.
Real Housewife.
Oh no. You pattern?
There's no truth to that whatsoever, and I'm not accepting that, and I'm not owning that. I can sit up there and I can look at Representative Jasmine Crockett. Do you know what I think she should be doing? I think she should be competing for the Senate seat in Texas or for the Attorney General spot because she's qualified. I personally think Kamala Harris should have ran for governor of California. I've said it for the record that if Michelle Obama was running for president, she would have beat Trump, in my opinion. I think she'd have done it. That's how I feel.
That's interesting. That's how you feel now. Whereas when Kamala Harris was running, now that Jasmine Crockett is in office and you see redistricting efforts in her state, all I heard were things critical of both of them. Now, all of a sudden, the sky is the limit. You talking like me, whimpering in my room after my dad just left with the belt. I'll say anything. You know what I mean? I say, oh, yeah, I should have worked out my project. That's what you sound like. That's exactly what you sound like right now. Seriously, I made some grand plans in that room through tears. But as soon as I cleaned myself up, I was acting up again.
I be quiet, but when he leave, I be talking again.
But somehow, some way, it's never enough for some people out there. I understand. I would advise you to get over it.
Wait a minute. So you say the thing, then you say that's not how you feel. Then all of a sudden you completely betray the stuff that you said before and then say, get over it. I'm not going away. It's funny because you could have saved yourself having to clean this up if you would have never said anything in the first place. So like saying this thing and then saying this thing to nullify it, we would have been in the same place without any of it, except we wouldn't have the knowledge of how little conviction is behind the things that come out of your mouth.
Or buckle up because I'm not going away. This is my show. I will say what I feel and I will do what I want. It doesn't mean I'm going to be insensitive. It doesn't mean that I don't care about our community. A matter of fact, most of the trouble I get in is because I care about our community.
Who is producing this show? First of all, the first time you used that clip, I objected to it, but I fell back because there were some better ones behind it. But that reaction to what you just said, mwah, chef's kiss. Oh no, because we all made that face. We all made that face.
And the reason I'm bringing this up and the reason that I'm willing to attack this subject, because this really ain't about Jasmine Crockett. I respect her. I wish her nothing but the best. I was simply asking a question. That's all. What's working for you? Because I don't want her to lose the prowess that she has. I want it to continue to gain and elevate. We need resistance to what we see going on in the streets of America.
Okay. So it was out of love. It was out of love. It's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt me. It was out of love. That's what that was. No, because I want you to win. That's why I talk about you so filthy, because I just want the best for you. Your Honor, I robbed a store so that they can up their security system because I want them to win. You know what I mean? I want the best for them. I am a capitalist. I want them to win. But how can they win if I could just break in and rob it at night?
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
I asked a question. I get it now with Trump feeding into that nonsense, giving him fodder or ammunition to continue to go out there and talk about our black women that way. I got it. I don't like that at all. I don't want to be associated with nothing like that. And I apologize because I respect the hell out of Jasmine Crockett and what she has accomplished.
When you say you don't want to be associated with anything like that, is that why you be on Hannity? Huh? Because you don't want to be associated with, is that your disassociation method? It's Fox News?
I absolutely do. And I appreciate the fact that she feels compelled to fight the way that she fights because of what she's dealing with. I've been a journalist for over 30 years. I don't want enemies. I truly don't. But I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to call it like I see it. It should be done respectfully. It should be done with the sensitivity that it needs to be done with. I get it. I understand.
Now, if you are standing on calling it like you see it, then you wouldn't have had the first 3 minutes of speaking glowingly about the women that you sat there and torn down. In the case of Kamala Harris, 4 months. Like, I don't understand. You said you want to call it like you see it. Well, then stand on business, Stephen A. And it's funny that you talk about, I don't want to contribute to the fodder of Trump's characterization of our women and how they are. You mean the kind of attacks that they're receiving from the right wing, especially the Black Magas that you love to platform? The kind of stuff that she has to deal with, you mean like from the Officer Tatums of the world? Like that.
But I'm going to be me. I'm going to call it like I see it. I can look Jasmine Crockett in the face and say, I'm sorry for any kind of noise I caused in your direction.
You apologize for any noise that you caused in her direction. What does that mean? What does that even, you apologize for any noise that you caused in her direction? You talk about her being accomplished and smart. Do you believe the things that you said? Because it's funny that you acknowledged people rightfully pointing out the kind of rhetoric that you continually ignore from the people around Jasmine Crockett while you criticize her. You also completely mischaracterize all the work that she's done for her constituents and people that aren't her constituents who she happens to care about because they're Americans. You totally mischaracterized that. I covered that when we addressed your comments in the first place. But it's funny, you acknowledged people pointing out that you ignored all of the rhetoric surrounding Jasmine Crockett, but I didn't hear you criticize it. I didn't hear you. Well, you know, y'all were right to point out Trump's rhetoric and this, that, and the other thing. And moving on.
Because she is accomplished and she is smart and she does have an incredible, incredible challenge working in this political climate on Capitol Hill. I got it. And when Trump came at her like that, I said, damn it. I was pissed off. Because I said, that's what they're talking about. When they're saying, you know what, when you question something about her, it's going to invite that. I understand. But we also need to be able to ask her questions. Just like we would ask Kamala Harris questions. Just like we would ask AOC questions. Just like we would ask Gavin Newsom questions. Just like we would ask Chuck Schumer questions or anybody else. That comes with it. It comes with it. The times that we live in, the times that we live in, the times we're living in. Yep. Absolutely true. Which is why I was screaming to get our focus away from the cancer culture and identity politics and the kind of things that would turn off 77 million voters, which pretty much comes down to about 20 swings, 20 swing districts, if you really, really want to think about it with these elections. But that's a different story for another day. The point is, times are tight. And the slightest little thing can turn people off. And in the end, as trifling as President Trump can be, the fact of the matter is, millions upon millions of people felt that he was closer to normal than the Democratic Party.
Well, I can tell you one thing we can do about that is correctly pointing out the double standard that exists when President Trump, as trifling as he can be, is seen as, quote, more normal, whatever that means, than the Democratic Party. To correctly point out the fact that we poke holes, and by we, I mean you, in just about anything that came out of Kamala Harris's mouth, but he was allowed to have, concepts of a plan. Or the fact that he could do the weave because we couldn't make sense of what was coming out of his mouth. Or the fact that he gave up during the campaign season and just started dancing to YMCA while she was pointing out correctly that he planned to place American troops on American soil to deal with American citizens. You know, the kind of thing that you said was outlandish. I believe you said, who's going to believe that? I believe that's what you said. We can correctly point out that double standard, call it what it is, and then stop talking about the wokeness and the cancel culture, which was used as an excuse for people's racism and misogyny. And clearly you're a long way from doing that because you just mentioned it.
What you gonna do about that? I have a right to ask that. Just like anybody else, especially since I want the Democrats to regain some power in Congress. I don't want the Republicans having the White House, Senate, and the House. I want the Democrats to have some power somewhere. I want to help.
We don't need that kind of help. We don't need that kind of help. No, that's like the kind of help they was offering dudes on the T-app. Like, nah, we good. We good on that. You know, I would love to come on board and help your organization. You know, I just want to be an asset. How can I help? I just want to amplify any attacks from the opposing side all over the cable news and social media. That is the help I'm willing to offer you for free.
Get the hell out.
Get out! Get out!
And I think being quiet and saying nothing and not challenging the strategy that's been employed hurts us as a community. I have always felt that way. And I will always feel that way.
Now, here's where you got me messed up. So you feel like not challenging the strategy that has been employed hurts us. One of the reasons why Jasmine Crockett cuts through, one of the reasons why she is so unique and one of one is because of how much she has differentiated herself from her colleagues, and not only her tactics, but her methods and capabilities to communicate a message. Would you say that Jasmine Crockett is generally an example of the methods of the Democratic Party this year, last year, the last 5 years, the last 10 years? One of the reasons why we are in the midst of a government shutdown is because of leadership on the Democratic Party finally realizing that we should probably show some spine at some point. You know, the kind of thing that we've seen from individual members of the caucus at various times that they have tried to shut down. So you feel like we should challenge the status quo when it comes to how we've been doing things. You mean like Jasmine Crockett? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean?
But that doesn't mean I'm always right. And it doesn't mean that I'm beyond apologizing when I'm wrong. In any way. Because I'm not here to hurt. I'm here to help. To do my little small part, however small that may be. That's who I am. And that's who I'm going to always be. Town Hall. Next month, if you want it. Say the word. Jasmine Crockett will be welcome. AOC will be welcome. All of them will be welcome. We could have it right in the nation's capital. I'll conduct it myself. Nobody's hiding. Because we're all supposed to be in it together.
Did you just give me the Rodney King, can't we all just get along? Is that what you just gave me the Rodney King, can't we all just, after you said you be the wrong one, you step out, and now it's can't we all just get along? And don't think you slick about trying to set up the whole thing you did with Kevin Durant, where you say the thing and then all of a sudden I have him come on the show. And then now it's forget. Matter of fact, you just did that with Serena Williams. You literally just did that with Serena Williams and her husband. You ain't slick. You ain't slick.
With all the backlash that Stephen A. Smith received, he released an apology video to Representative Jasmine Crockett. That was not an apology. That was a backhanded rant. If it was an apology, it wouldn't been almost 10 minutes long of you ranting and yelling at the people that criticized you, including me. And we still didn't forget all the things you said about her, and even about the vice president, the former vice president, Kamala D. Harris.
I believe Kamala Harris's political career is over.
Yes, Stephen A. Smith, we're going to be on your fucking neck, on your nasty, raggedy fucking neck, because you keep coming for black women. And I know that people are going to be like, well, you attacking him, he has a black daughter. Yeah, he has a black daughter, but he don't act like he have a black daughter. He just continues to keep attacking us for whatever reason, being around a whole bunch of white men and just criticizing the fuck out of us, or doing it on his little shitty ass podcast. So I need Stephen A. Smith and all his little sycophants to shut the fuck up, because I said what I said and I meant every fucking thing that I said.
Now, shout out to Shantizi. That's how you stand on business. That is how you stand on business. Man, I ain't seen you get dragged that bad since your last apology.
After receiving backlash from the NAACP, TV journalists, online journalists, reporters, and overall the internet, Stephen A. Smith did a follow-up video explaining why he said the things he said.
I'm fully aware that I've been in the news over the last few days, paraded all over social media as well, after comments I made during my appearance on Fox News' Hannity last week with the one and only Sean Hannity himself. And I'm fully aware of the outcry that has ensued because of it. A lot of folks in Black America seem pretty pissed at me right now, from friends and loved ones to colleagues, contemporaries, and dare I say even the NAACP itself. Quite a few folks were put off, if not flat out offended, after my words were interpreted as associating support for Trump from the Black community with all the legal issues he's facing. For that, I sincerely apologize. My words were misconstrued. I'm stating right here for the record that my words were taken out of context, misrepresenting and depicting me in a way I found every bit as insulting and disrespectful as folks in Black America evidently felt about what they thought I said.
Taken out of context, this is absolute nonsense. He meant exactly what the hell he meant. Equating Donald Trump's legal woes, which he is treated fairly, versus Black people treated unfairly by the justice system is not relatable, it's not equivalent, and it's just absolute bullshit. So Stephen A. Smith can take his explanation and somewhat apology and shove it up his ass, because we don't care. We have receipts and you've been caught. So my brother, it is what it is.
I'll be honest, that apology was so trash, I had to get in on the dragon myself. Came with the leg drop off the top.
For that, I sincerely apologize. To be clear, my words were misconstrued. I'm stating right here for the record that my words were taken out of context.
Oh, hell no. I know you didn't say what I think you said. I know he didn't say what I think he said. So if we're scoring from home, what we have seen is Stephen A. repeatedly and consistently critical of the Democrats while calling himself one, even becoming a regular on right-wing media to extol the virtues of their talking points. I think I will cede to my sister Jamel Hill to land the plane on this one.
That, ladies and gentlemen, that told me what was afoot. Now, listen, what I'm about to say, I'm not coming for his authenticity or his genuineness, however you want to put it. But I will say this, having been in the media game as long as I've been in it, if you are any level of a student in this industry, if you ever hope to survive this industry, you need to know the ebbs and the flows, the trends. You need to know where the money is going. You need to know who has the money, and you need to know who's investing, and you need to know the audience that you have to reach and how to grow your business. The one thing that Stephen A. Smith has made it very clear is that he considers himself a business, if not an empire. He's trying to ascend to be a business and an empire. I mean, he's already a business, I should say, but I think he wants to be a mogul, an empire. He wants to be the most important person in sports media. I would say in media, period. So I know where the money is going right now. All of us do. And right now, all the money is in veering right.
Well, hey, can you pass me one of them fans? Give me the Sojourner Truth. You out? Okay, give me the Marcus Garvey.
You know, I know a lot of people often think this, who consume media, that there's some, especially if you're Black, they always assume there's some white man on your shoulder telling you to say certain stuff. I honestly, no. I think in a lot of cases, it's about something way more selfish than that. It's purely about self-preservation and relevancy, fame, and money. That is it. There ain't no white man on nobody's shoulder telling them to say certain things or do certain things. If you've been in this game long enough, you understand what you say and what strategic opinions that you can offer and how they'll be received and who they'll be received by and where it can get you. This is not rocket science to figure this out. You don't need the Wizard of Oz telling you what to say. It's really easy to figure it out. And every day I just say, God, why don't you bless me with just a little less dignity, a little less respect for myself? I swear to God, I'd be a lot richer.
That sounds about right to me. But at the end of the day, an apology is as meaningful as the changed behavior, because it means nothing if behavior doesn't in fact change. Now, he has literally in the midst of the same apology said he wasn't going to change his behavior. So we have no reason to think that will be the case. But streets will indeed be watching. Just not literally. I'm not going to be watching. I'll be honest. The streets will be watching, but I can't even do it. Not since Michael Irvin left, to be honest.
I'm going to tell you this too. I have been hurting because I have been having to tell the truth about how great Philadelphia look. And they do look great. And I said, there is no chance. But with that finger licking pass rush, we do got a chance.
Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. And I want to send a very special shout out to everybody who made our 600 subscriber members live celebration. Everybody do the twist. Okay, got me out the streets. And then they came and found me to drag me back to the streets. And while they were there, he came out with twist again, like we did last summer. And then all it does was dancing. And the crime stopped. I like those members' lives. It's like I can speak more freely. It's like being at the world's largest barbershop that never fixes my bald spot. Speaking of members, I want to give a shout out to Lee from both YouTube and Patreon, where you can join her at patreon.com/Reese Waters. She sent me this photo saying we took pics with our shirts. Mom never misses an episode of Reese. I always have to explain the Gen X millennial jokes. Thank God I didn't have to explain the Yin Yang twins. She didn't ask. Yeah, good luck with that. I still can't explain the Yin Yang twins to anybody. I can't explain the Yin Yang twins to myself, but I'm sure she thoroughly enjoyed the verses between No Limit and Cash Money since she's newly up on the culture, and I can only hope to age like Birdman.
Trying to get some money and not be in the streets. And I met BG, I met Wayne, I met Juvie, I met Turk. Shout out to Turk and Lil.
But thank you so much for the merch pick. You can submit one at admin@reesewaters.com, and we have some new merch that's available now, including the Who Raised Y'all gear, and now FAFO gear. I know, we had to do FAFO gear. I had done too many FAFO videos. I got to the point where it was actually a legal requirement that I had to have FAFO t-shirts and mugs.
And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
So make sure you guys check that out at thepeoplesgetup.com. And you guys may have noticed it's now tied to my YouTube. So you'll be able to see it right there on my YouTube page.
It's been 84 years.
And last but not least, because I gave so much love to the Libras, and I am in fact on the cusp, I gotta give some love to my Scorpios as well. Where my Scorpios at? That's right, Picasso and Frank Ocean and Jimmy Kimmel. Welcome back. Matthew McConaughey. All right. I enjoy a good score. Is that Drake over there? That's Drake. Y'all calling him Lawbury now? Kris Jenner. That's Kris Jenner. I know that ain't who is that Diddy? That look like Diddy. Why he ain't got no shirt on? Drake, Kris Jenner, and Diddy? Nah, I can't do that. Nah, I'm gonna go with a week early. I'm full Libra. I can't even do that.